Stop scrolling for a second. Do you ever feel like your body is stiff, tight, or just not moving the way it should? What if I told you that with just a few minutes a day, you could move easier, feel stronger, and unlock flexibility you didn't think was possible? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And trust me, your body is going to thank you. When we talk about flexibility and mobility, it's easy to think they're the same thing. But the truth is they are related, yet very different. And understanding the difference is the first step toward moving better, feeling better, and even preventing injuries. Flexibility is all about the muscles themselves, their ability to lengthen and stretch without tearing or causing strain. And when you think of flexibility, you might picture someone doing a split, touching their toes or bending backward. But flexibility alone doesn't guarantee smooth or safe movement. Mobility, on the other hand, is a broader concept that involves joints, muscles, tendons, and the nervous system working together to move a joint through its full range of motion with control and stability. And mobility is what allows you to squat deeply, twist your torso, or lift your arms overhead without compensation or discomfort. A flexible hamstring might let you reach toward your toes, but if your hips, lower back, or ankles don't move properly, you might end up rounding your back or straining another area to make that movement happen, which is why mobility is often more important for daily function and long-term joint health than just raw flexibility. Most people focus on stretching their muscles, thinking that if they can stretch enough, everything else will fall into place. But without mobility, your body can't coordinate its movements effectively. And that's when we see common problems like lower back pain, knee discomfort, shoulder injuries, or tightness that limits your workouts and everyday activities. Flexibility gives you potential, but mobility gives you usable movement. And when you combine the two, you create a body that is both pliable and capable, able to move freely and efficiently in any direction. Another important point is that mobility is dynamic. It's not just about being able to hold a position. It's about controlling your joints through motion, stabilizing them under load, and engaging the surrounding muscles appropriately, which is why athletes, dancers, and even office workers benefit so much from mobility work, because it trains the body to move intelligently rather than just passively stretching. The great news is that mobility and flexibility can both be improved at any age or level of fitness, and even small, consistent efforts can unlock significant changes in how your body feels and functions, whether it's easing stiffness in the hips, improving shoulder rotation, or making everyday tasks like bending, twisting, or reaching feel effortless. Understanding the difference between flexibility and mobility also helps you train smarter, because instead of just stretching passively and hoping for results, you can include dynamic movements, joint-specific drills, and controlled ranges of motion that teach your body to move safely and efficiently. And when you do this over time, you not only feel looser, but you move with more confidence, strength, and awareness, and you set yourself up for better performance in sports, workouts, and even simple daily movements, all while reducing the risk of injuries that come from tight muscles or restricted joints. And once you start noticing the difference, it becomes obvious how important it is to prioritize mobility alongside flexibility, because the goal isn't just to stretch more, it's to move better, feel better, and give your body the freedom it deserves. Daily mobility matters more than most people realize because our bodies are designed to move, and when we don't move them properly every day, stiffness, discomfort, and even chronic pain can quickly take hold. And it's not just about working out or stretching occasionally. It's about creating a consistent habit of movement that keeps your joints, muscles, and connective tissues healthy and responsive. And the beauty of a daily mobility routine is that it doesn't need to be complicated or time-consuming. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference. And when you start your day with gentle movement, you're essentially waking up your body, lubricating your joints, activating your muscles, and preparing your nervous system for everything you'll do throughout the day. And this is especially important for areas like the hips, shoulders, spine, and ankles, because these joints influence so many movements, from walking and bending to lifting and twisting. And when they're restricted, the rest of your body often compensates, which can lead to pain or injury. Daily mobility routines also help improve posture by counteracting the effects of prolonged sitting, slouching, or repetitive movements. And when you regularly move through a full range of motion, your body learns to maintain proper alignment and balance, which not only reduces discomfort, but also makes your movements more efficient and controlled. Many people think mobility is only necessary for athletes, but it's critical for anyone who wants to move better in everyday life, from reaching overhead to tying shoes, squatting to pick something up, or even walking upstairs without tension. And incorporating mobility drills into your daily routine strengthens the muscles that stabilize your joints, while simultaneously improving flexibility, which means you're not only moving more freely, but also building resilience against strains and injuries. Another benefit is that daily mobility work primes your body for other types of exercise, making strength training, cardio, and even recreational sports more effective. Because your joints move correctly, your muscles fire efficiently, and your range of motion is optimized. And over time, this consistency produces cumulative benefits, meaning that each day's practice adds to the last, gradually improving movement quality, reducing stiffness, and creating a sense of ease in your body that you might not have realized was missing. The key is to keep it simple, focus on quality over quantity, and move mindfully, paying attention to how your body feels, where tightness occurs, and which areas need more attention, because mobility is about awareness as much as it is about movement. And when you tune into your body in this way, you start to notice subtle improvements, like a deeper lunge, smoother spinal rotation, or more effortless shoulder movement. And these small wins motivate you to stay consistent, which is the real secret to long-term progress. And the great thing is that daily mobility doesn't have to replace other workouts. It complements them, adding layers of functionality, stability, and efficiency that enhance every movement you do. And as your joints and muscles adapt, you'll find yourself moving with greater confidence, fluidity, and control, making everyday life easier, workouts more effective, and your body more resilient overall. And once you commit to this consistent practice, it becomes less about pushing limits and more about supporting your body, keeping it healthy, and enjoying the freedom of movement that most people take for granted until they lose it. When it comes to improving movement and joint health, dynamic movement often does more than static stretching alone. Because while static stretches are important for relaxing muscles and cooling down after workouts, they don't teach your body how to move actively and with control. And that's where dynamic stretches come in, which involve moving through your full range of motion in a deliberate, controlled way that warms up your muscles, activates your joints, and prepares your nervous system for action. And unlike holding a stretch in one position, dynamic movement mimics real-life activities in sports, helping your body learn how to move efficiently, safely, and powerfully. And it's amazing how even simple movements like leg swings, arm circles, spinal rotations, or hip openers can make such a big difference in how your body feels and performs, because they improve blood flow, increase synovial fluid in the joints, and prime the muscles to engage in the patterns you use most often. Many people underestimate the importance of warming up dynamically, thinking that static stretching before exercise is enough, but static stretching before high-intensity activity can actually reduce strength and power temporarily, whereas dynamic mobility drills not only increase flexibility, but also enhance performance by teaching your body to move through the exact ranges it will use during workouts or daily activities. And this is especially crucial for movements that require stability under motion, like squats, lunges, pushing, pulling, or twisting, because dynamic mobility engages stabilizing muscles while improving joint control, which prevents injuries that often occur when joints and muscles are stiff or unprepared. Another key point is that dynamic mobility isn't just for athletes or fitness enthusiasts. It's essential for anyone who wants to maintain healthy movement as they age, because our bodies naturally lose range of motion over time, and regular dynamic movement counteracts stiffness, keeps connective tissue supple, and strengthens the muscles that support proper alignment. And the best part is that these exercises can be done anywhere, requiring little to no equipment, making them accessible to everyone from beginners to advanced movers. And integrating them into your daily routine ensures that your body is not only flexible, but also strong, controlled, and ready to move efficiently in all directions. You'll also notice improvements in posture, balance, and coordination, because dynamic drills engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously and teach your nervous system to coordinate movements smoothly, which is something static stretching alone rarely accomplishes. And when you combine dynamic mobility with consistent practice, your movements become more fluid, your workouts become safer and more effective, and even everyday tasks like bending down, reaching, twisting, or walking feel easier, more controlled, and less taxing on your joints. And this approach builds resilience by reducing the likelihood of strains or overuse injuries that result from limited movement patterns, while also increasing overall confidence in your body's ability to handle different positions, loads, and directions. The focus with dynamic movement should always be on controlled, intentional motion, rather than forcing yourself into positions that cause pain or discomfort, because the goal is to teach your body how to move efficiently and safely, not just stretch for flexibility's sake. And over time, these consistent dynamic mobility practices not only enhance flexibility, but also improve strength, balance, and overall body awareness, making your movements more precise, powerful, and sustainable.
And as you progress, you'll notice that previously stiff areas open up, joints feel more lubricated, and your body responds better to workouts, physical activities, and even simple daily movements that once felt restricted or challenging, which is why dynamic mobility is such a critical component of any health, fitness, or longevity routine.
Consistency and mindfulness are two of the most overlooked yet powerful aspects of flexibility and mobility training, because without them, even the best exercises or routines won't produce lasting results. And consistency isn't about spending hours in the gym or doing intense stretches every day. It's about showing up regularly, even for just a few minutes, and giving your body the attention it needs to move better, feel better, and adapt over time. And when you practice consistently, your muscles, joints, and connective tissues gradually respond to the stimulus, improving range of motion, reducing stiffness, and building strength in the positions you train. And the compound effect of daily or regular practice is what separates people who struggle with tightness and limited movement from those who move freely and confidently through life. Mindfulness, on the other hand, is about paying attention to how your body feels as you move, noticing tension, limitations, and areas that need more focus. And it's much more than just going through the motions. It's about connecting your mind and body, feeling the stretch, engaging the stabilizing muscles, and controlling your movement through every degree of motion. Because mobility isn't just physical, it's neurological, and your brain needs to learn how to coordinate and control your muscles in new ranges of motion, and mindfulness allows you to do that effectively, ensuring that each movement reinforces proper patterns rather than creating compensations that can lead to injuries. One of the biggest mistakes people make is rushing through stretches or mobility drills, thinking that doing more repetitions or pushing harder will yield faster results. But in reality, the body responds best when movement is deliberate, controlled, and focused. And this is where combining mindfulness with consistency becomes powerful, because even short sessions, when performed mindfully every day, produce better outcomes than sporadic, intense sessions done without focus. Another benefit of mindfulness is that it helps you recognize subtle improvements that you might otherwise overlook, like increased rotation in your shoulders, a deeper hip hinge, or smoother ankle movement. And noticing these small gains keeps you motivated, reinforcing the habit of regular practice. And as you become more aware of how your body moves, you also become more aware of posture, alignment, and everyday movement patterns, which translates to better performance in workouts, sports, and daily life. And it reduces the risk of compensatory movements that often lead to aches, pains, and injuries over time. The combination of consistency and mindfulness also builds confidence in your body's capabilities, because as you see progress day by day, even if incremental, you trust your muscles and joints to handle movements that may have felt difficult or impossible before. And this trust encourages you to explore your range of motion safely, push boundaries gradually, and continue improving without fear of injury. It's also important to remember that flexibility and mobility are lifelong skills, not one-time goals. And integrating consistent, mindful practice into your routine ensures that your body continues to adapt and respond positively, maintaining movement quality, reducing stiffness, and supporting overall health and functionality. And by committing to this approach, you're not just improving how you stretch or move temporarily, you're creating a foundation of awareness, control, and resilience that benefits every aspect of your life, from workouts and athletic performance to simple daily activities and long-term joint health. And the beauty of this method is that it doesn't require perfection or extreme effort, just regular attention, focused movement, and the patience to allow your body to gradually open up, strengthen, and move freely. Integrating mobility into your workouts and daily life isn't just an optional extra. It's one of the smartest ways to enhance performance, prevent injuries, and improve overall quality of life. Because when you train mobility alongside strength, cardio, or any other type of exercise, you're giving your joints, muscles, and connective tissues the ability to move freely, efficiently, and safely. And this integration means that every movement you make, whether in the gym, on the field, or in everyday tasks, becomes more effective, controlled, and less stressful on your body. Many people treat mobility as something separate, something they do on the side after a workout. But the truth is that mobility should be part of the foundation of any fitness routine, because limited range of motion or tight joints can compromise strength, technique, and stability, which in turn increases the risk of injury and reduces the effectiveness of other exercises. And when you make mobility a priority, you're essentially giving yourself better tools to perform everything else you do. It's not just about flexibility or stretching. It's about teaching your body to move correctly through full ranges of motion, which improves coordination, balance, and control. And over time, integrating mobility into workouts enhances posture, reduces chronic tension in areas like the hips, shoulders, and spine, and allows muscles to activate more efficiently, which can make strength training feel easier and more natural because your body is moving the way it's designed to.
Daily life benefits too, because when your joints and muscles are mobile, activities that once felt awkward or stiff, like bending, reaching, lifting, twisting, or even walking upstairs, become effortless, and you experience less strain and discomfort, which not only makes everyday movements easier, but also contributes to long-term joint health and overall physical resilience. And the beauty of this approach is that it complements your workouts rather than replacing them. So whether you're doing squats, push-ups, running, or lifting weights, mobility work supports the mechanics of those movements and allows you to perform them more safely and effectively. Another important aspect is recovery, because mobility exercises improve blood flow, reduce tension, and prepare the joints and muscles for both activity and rest, which speeds up recovery and keeps you feeling better between workouts. And by including mobility in your warm-ups, cool-downs, or even as a standalone practice, you're investing in your body's long-term functionality and ability to handle more demanding movements without pain or limitation. Integration also builds awareness, because as you focus on controlled movement, proper alignment, and gradual increases in range of motion, you become more conscious of how your body moves, which carries over into strength exercises, sports, and daily tasks, creating a feedback loop where your body moves better, you feel better, and your workouts improve even further. And over time, this consistent practice leads to noticeable improvements, not just in flexibility or joint health, but in strength, coordination, balance, and overall confidence in your body's capabilities. Ultimately, integrating mobility into your lifestyle is about freedom of movement, longevity, and making every physical activity safer, more effective, and more enjoyable. Because when your joints move correctly, your muscles fire efficiently, and your body moves with fluidity and control, you reduce stress on tissues, prevent compensations, and maximize performance in every aspect of your life. And the best part is that even small, consistent efforts in mobility training compound over time, giving you long-term benefits that affect everything from workouts to daily movement, making it one of the most important investments you can make in your health and fitness journey.